Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome to Turn the Page, and welcome. If this is the first time you're seeing me, then we're actually be doing a watch party of Trump and Elon. It's so exciting. I'm so glad that you guys are here today, and we're waiting. I guess any minute now they're going to go live on it, and I've got X set up, and I hope I don't screw this up. This is just one of these days, you guys. I'm kind of like, all right, get grounded, get grounded. I did not go outside and get grounded before this, but I may have to do that before the end of the night. I want to say hi to Darla. So Trump was on X for many, many years, and then he was hated for exposing the truth. And Elon was hated for letting the truth be told. And so, hi, Daniel. I'm so glad you're able to join us. So I'm going to actually put my screen over on X. I don't want to miss it. I'm really kind of nervous about this. I don't know. How are you guys feeling about this? It's exciting times to be alive, right? And so they said that if you're following either Trump or Elon, it should pop up. So that's what I'm waiting on here. So what if you guys that do not have an X account, you could see this live with us here. Thank you all for coming and joining in on this. I'm so excited about it. This is also going live on the Rumble, which I should probably open up Rumble and see what the heck is going on over there. Also, I did change the times, you guys. I like I said, I'm a big earhead today. And I see Terry Allen says, hey, looking forward to this. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, thank you for being here also. Let me pop this chat out. I had it set up for I don't know, I get backwards when it comes to Eastern time in my mind. So any case, I think I've got it set up right now. And if you guys want to share your comments, statements, concerned about this, please feel free to do so at any point in time in the chat here. I don't know what to expect. You guys know what to expect out of this. And Terry B. Allen saying 5-5. Thank you, Terry, quite contrary. All right, so we have Catherine is in the house, and Melinda is in the house and saying thank you for doing this. I hope I could do you guys justice with this. Like I said, I actually had to make a call. I had to phone a friend to see where they're at, and I am following Trump now. And also Elon, they said it will pop up any minute now. So we're waiting. And I keep turning my head because I'm looking on my other screen here and looking to see. Okay, I do have it here. So let me just see if what's going on over here. I don't see anything popping up as of yet. So I think we're still early. All right, let's just see a couple of things here. The breaking gold has reached its highest daily close in history. This happened about 2 hours ago. This came out just so that you guys who are following the money, keep an eye out on it. This is a little meme out there. Pa, what does politically correct mean? It's coming from Opie. Well, son, it means giving up your own opinion and beliefs in order to please some whiny little crybabies. Isn't that the God's truth? And I am so up to here with politically correct bullshit. I don't know about you guys, but yeah. Hi, Janine. Live finally worked. Thank God. And I changed the time like 10 minutes ago, you guys. I really did. And I'm glad. And so there's going to be a lot of Trump derangement. I'm also hearing out there that people are protesting this out on X, different countries, because of the freedom, the speech, blah, blah, blah. All right, so I'm going to stop that right there. And we've got Terry out there saying, never cared much for Elon. And you know what? To tell you the truth, I've only been focused on one guy, and it's this guy right here. So, yeah, he's got what is this, a chance card that he's actually holding up. It says, I'm coming. So, you know what? I've probably been MK'd Alter throughout these last 4 or 5 years. I've been focused on one dude. It's this dude right here. I kept it near and dear to my heart, and just to let a few people know, and I'm keeping my eye over here to see what is going on here. You guys, I'm really trying to make sure that I don't miss this going live thing. What is this here? Is it happening to anyone else listening to Elon and Trump space? This space is not available. People are having trouble getting in. The space is not available. What? This is coming from another somebody else. I don't think this is right. I think this is some other bullshit. All right. I'm just going to kind of hopefully we can get in. Um, let's see. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just kind of seeing. All right, good. I'm still following. I am following Trump and both Elon right now here. You need the live icon, says Angel. Thank you, Angel. I need help over here, you guys. I'm like, woo, spaceship's coming in. My feet are not on the ground. Kelgon, take me away. Can't get in, says Tom Kirk 7. Tom Kirk, are you trying this also? Yeah, people are trying to get in. Let's see here. Was that true that what I was seeing there, the space is not available? I saw something out there earlier. They said they were going to try and stop this. This is just a bunch of lure. All right. I don't know if this is it. So this chief nerd, does anyone know who this chief nerd is? He's the one that's saying you can't get into the space right now. Am I not in the right place? Anybody out there says I can't get in either, says Cheryl 45 Magna. Thank you, Cheryl 45. Anybody out on YouTube? Do you even have an X account? Let me know. That's what I'm not. What is this, Yorkie? Hey, Yorkie. That's what I'm getting not available. What the? I heard that this was going to happen, but I was like, nah. Let's see what else we have here. Am I supposed to be under somebody's name? Like, am I supposed to be following? Like, if I put in Donald J. Trump, or should I be under Elon Musk? What are you guys doing? It's ever on time. Just hold on, says Ball Bear Fish. Hi, Buckshot. Where's Buckshot? I don't see him. Oh, there's Buck. Hi, Janine, Tom, and Jerry. Okay, I see it. Donald Trump, Elon Musk live. Enjoy. Okay. I guess we all just have to patiently wait for it. You guys want to help out this Pisces Space Cadet today? I am not finding it. Yorkie says, I have an X account. It's still not available. I have no problem with any other spaces. Am I supposed to be in a place called space or something? I never really followed Elon, as Terry B. Ellen was saying, but Trump, yes. I right away, as soon as I this morning, I found out he was back, and I went there and I subscribed to him. All right, let's see here. Anybody out on Benny Johnson can't even get in. Okay, says Tom Kirk. Thank you, Tom Kirk. We are getting live updates from both Rumble and also YouTube here. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys helping me because I'm kind of excited about this. I'm nervous about this, but I don't know why. This is all really cool. And yet I'm hearing that we're not able to get in. So I'm going to kind of fill the time here. If you guys get in, let me know as soon as possible. Please do. Real Donald Trump page is on X. It says, yes, I'm on there. The Real Donald Trump is on X. That's where I am. Well, let's see. Well, I heard Benny Johnson was the way to go, but I don't even know if he is, says Terry. So anyways, there's a lot going on down here I'm in the Florida, they call it Floribama area, right? So I could reach out and touch Florida, and I could reach out and I'm in Alabama. Lots of parades going on. There's been boat parades. This weekend, I think it's this weekend, there is a truck parade, and my husband is going to be in the truck parade at the end of the month. We bought our new flag that you see behind me. That one is the Fight, Fight, Fight one. I'm actually wearing my husband's mega hat. It's kind of big. Let's see here. What else? All right, I need to pay attention. What's going on? Is anybody out there able to get in? Hello, McFly, let me in. Benny Johnson. I guess I could try to go over to Benny Johnson and see what's going on. I don't think I follow him though, so I'm going to do it right now. Oh, what is this? All right, this is just a short video. Not that I think that it's going to play it, but Tom Kirk, 37 or 7 out there, says they're saying X contact unavailable. They were saying they were going to get hit with this, and I can't tell you where I saw that at, but I saw it right before I got on, and then I said I better get on here earlier. Let's see here. Betty Johnson, please enjoy the video of Joe Biden wandering into the bushes. We don't care. All right, what else do we have here? I'm looking to see. Okay, well, I guess Benny Johnson couldn't get in there either. But I was told that sorry you guys, I'm trying to walk and chew gum here. I was told, anybody else out there trying to get in, especially you Rumble people, they're probably more advanced than I am. Cheryl was saying earlier she couldn't get in, not able to fetch space is what I get on the real Donald Trump. Let me check out the real. I think that's what I did. Donald. I'm sorry about this, you guys, but if I can't get in, nobody else can get in, right? Let's see here. What a bunch of malarkey following. What is this here?
The presidential race, Donald Trump wins the presidency. What started off as unlikely, impossible, is now reality.
I will fight for you with every breath in my body, and I will never, ever let you down.
We have a president who actually fulfilled the promises he made during the campaign, securing the border to foreign policy.
He now has a record as president that's pretty impressive. Breaking news out of
the FBI has executed an unprecedented search warrant at President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. The president has both sides of the political aisle up in arms.
He is a dangerous and unstable moment in American history.
The Justice Department has just indicted former President Donald Trump.
All right, I'm going to stop this for a second. I'm getting an update from Tom Kirk 7. He's my co-host out there on Rumble, saying all Rumble channels I follow, none can get in. I'm going to throw my link out there if anybody wants to jump in. You want to join my channel here and maybe do some talking, help me out here. It is going to go. It's going to go live to whoever wants to jump in on my show tonight because I don't know if I can tap dance by myself. So. All right, now there's the link out there. All you have to do is click on that link on your phone, on your computer, and you're in. You just want to come in for a minute and say something. Now, I'm also going to go put it over on Rumble Rant, Tom Kirk 7, if you want to come in there. They're really afraid. Okay, so you see it says Jay Steffi out on Rumble, JSTEFFE. It's got a StreamYard name on it. All you do is click on that, and I will let you in. You'll come into the green room. If you guys have any comments, concerns, questions, if you're got multitasking on a couple of computers out there to help me out on here, I just need you guys. I need somebody out there. Tom Kirk is saying all the Rumble channels I follow, no one can get in. Can I get on the feed with Elon on X? Can't get on, it says Carol. And let's see. I am not enjoy. What the heck? Why was this being blocked? Do you guys know? We will help you dance, Janine. Thank you. Help me dance. I'm tap dancing out here, and let's see here. I don't know where else to go. Let's see. We've got Tom Kirk. What else is Tom saying? And Carol, soon to be my co-hosts out there. They really are afraid, says Tom. X is struggling, says MJ Truther. We got MJ is out on YouTube. Thank you, MJ. I feel like I'm at an auction. I really do. Do I sound like I'm at an auction? I'm just trying to figure out what the hell is going on here. UK had it blocked. I know, Mary Jean. That's the message I saw earlier. I think it was in my home button here that was saying that the UK, for some stupid far left reason, I think that's exactly what it said. That they were going to block it. But what does that got to do with us in the United States, right? Buckshot says, can't get on either. Thank you, Buck. How you doing? MJJJJ says, Buck. All right, let's see here. What else do we have? Boy, this is interesting. I'm wondering what Elon is thinking. What do you guys, this is crazy. Let's see what else we've got going on out here. I just thought this would be so cool. Anybody saying anything? I'm in, but it hasn't started. This is coming from Juanita Broderick. If you guys ever follow her out on X, she says she's in, and there is Krasenstein right next to me. All right, they're getting in, but it hasn't started. How do I just hit request? Am I in? There are 60,000 people in there right now as we speak. I'm here in Ireland watching, and I'll stay up all night. Benny Johnson is still not in. Man, I am sweating like crazy. Come on. Look here, not there, says MJ Truther. Let's see. This thing is just going crazy. I think this is it. Does anybody tell me if I'm not in it? We need to look at what's happening inside the window. Let's see here. Hello, my man. Hello, handsome. How are you?
Hello, Janine. How are you?
I'm like, woo! I need my fan. Buck, what's going on, man? Can you help me out?
Yeah, I could try my best. I haven't been able to get on either. Everybody on X is saying the same thing, that the space is blocked. So is this just another exposure to expose the deep state as far as they're trying to censor this interview / red pill? So is that what this is? What's going on here?
I'm asking you. What do you guys think out there? Hey, you guys, if you just haven't noticed, Buckshot has joined us, and I'm so thankful for him. Buck, thank you. It says, a lot of people just can't get into it, and I'm not even sure if I'm in the right place, Buck. So I was just kind of flying around here.
You're in the right spot, and we all been trying, and we can't get in. So it's not just you.
Hold on a second. I'm getting something here. Let me see if I can share this. Oops. Is this the interview?
Recently. I think they're in the top 3 now.
This is the Benny show.
Let's see.
Right. You guys can hear this? Crystal?
Yes.
You guys hear this? Okay, so I want you all to know we have the golden ticket here. Okay, so if you're watching right now, we have the golden ticket. Maybe because we have 2 million followers, maybe because we're verified and have an organization with X, we are in. We have a professional microphone, and we are in. Okay, we have a production staff that is racing to try and get something that is desktop oriented, but nonetheless, if anyone starts speaking, we have let's turn it all the way up. We have a Crystal. Can you hear this? Yep. I'd hate to have to do it in this way, but we have the connection. Okay, if they decide just F it, we'll do it live, and no one can get in. So Trump and Elon have what is a special ticketed conversation with users. Then at least you'll be able to hear it on our channel. Okay, if you can't get in.
Buck, should I stay here?
Now, yeah, I'll let you know. I'd rather not have to do it that way.
That's up to you. It looks like he's just talking at the moment.
Desktop.
What's that? I'm sorry.
To me, it looks like they're just talking. He doesn't have it hooked up yet, and they're trying to get it. But yeah, I just tried again on X, and yeah.
All right. Somebody said they just sent me a link. I'm going to open up my email and see if that helps out any. Apparently, why that was Benny Johnson. Excuse me. Apparently, you had to have enough people. Let's see. Terry has sent me the link. She sent me a YouTube link. Let me see what this is.
Completely prepared, and this was totally my fault. I said, boys, let's just refresh. Little did I know. Well, here's the deal. It's Elon Musk's been very, very public about fixing this, right? He's been very public about we're going to do capacity building. He's been working on it for 24 straight hours.
I've been that live into 21 minutes.
Like, again, I'm not a hater. All right, I'm not a hater. I don't own X. Okay, last thing I'm trying to do is hate. But the DeSantis thing was a missed opportunity, a botched and missed opportunity. Sadly, that just didn't have the right vibe.
We are offering to
Had to,
you heard that, right? All you need to do is scan the QR code appearing on the screen for our online viewers. Once you scan it, you will immediately gain access to a secure site where you can easily double your Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, or USDT.
Can you
Just
hear
follow
Buck?
the simple instructions.
Yes.
Transfer the required amount to the given address. And within about 5 minutes, your cryptocurrency wallet will be credited with the double deposit. Imagine sending just 0.1 Bitcoin and getting 0.2 in return, or transferring 1 Ethereum and seeing your balance double to 2. It's that simple, transparent, and it can truly change your life.
Somebody's saying this
There are
doesn't
no
work. Is that right, Buck?
restrictions, so
What, the link?
Yeah, the one that got on.
Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to look at other places to see what they're saying, and
Bitcoin transfer and 1 Ethereum transfer, but you cannot make multiple transfers in one cryptocurrency more than once. We have allocated
I
a massive amount
able to find anything yet. So
Ethereum,
Someone told me to go back to
10 million
Benny.
USDT, and an incredible 100 million Dogecoins for doubling.
Is
your
he just
deposit.
selling something here?
These amounts are limited, so don't miss your chance. Scan the QR code now. This initiative is supported by nearly all major crypto investors and elite companies such as Tesla, SpaceX.
I don't know if this is an infomercial. Anybody out there know if I'm doing this right?
Binance and Robinhood. It's all done to allow
Someone's saying don't fall for that.
Participate in today's cryptocurrency frenzy. You all recognize the significance of this event and the enormous resources we put into it. It's a game changer for Tesla and the entire crypto financial market. Be part of history. Just scan that QR code. In addition to our giveaway, I want to emphasize the importance of blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies for our future. These technologies can significantly enhance transparency and efficiency, making them ideal for use in various industries.
All right, I'm going back to the Benny Johnson one. I can't get in now. Son of a bitch. Oh, come on.
And what's interesting, it's a little different than the DeSantis era, because so the DeSantis era, they are having issues with the space even staying up, and they had issues, I think, speakers joining and stuff. It seems like it's the space itself is stable. The issue is the users joining it. Whereas, like I said, the last time they weren't even able to get the space up and running. That's why they had to completely close it down and restart.
I'm just going to mute that for a second. Apparently, with me being on StreamYard, I'm not able to use it according to MJ Truther. It looks like I lost Buck. Buck, come back whenever you can. I appreciate it. And I'm just going to kind of go back into this. I don't know how far we're going to. This sucks. This really sucks.
Case now in this case.
Very interesting. There were a lot of people that did not want this live to go forward.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There were a lot of people that did not want this to happen, including the European Union, ALX. Please explain.
Yeah, so the European Union sent a threatening letter to Elon Musk today, in which he was thoroughly ratioed into the sun by multiple users. And he was saying basically that there was a risk that there would be hate speech and other concerning language on the space, given the nature of Donald Trump himself as a candidate. And then also there were issues with there's riots.
All right, I'm going to just bring that down for a little bit. I want to read what my community is saying out there. MJ Truther is saying this is a distraction for something bigger. What the hell else is going on?
And they can't tell.
Let's see here. Hi, Janine. Gmail, very, very slow.
Not even the UK isn't even a member of the EU anymore. So basically,
did you hear what I said, or they closed out?
Base, and we'd hate to have something
that
happen
accurate?
where
Let me just mute them. They're not saying anything that of interest to me right now. But if you guys want to hear it, EAS possibilities. Somebody is saying, what is this here? European Commission.
I think he said about the YouTube base. But yeah, so he basically was putting a gun to his head and saying, yeah, we hate to ban it in the EU, is essentially what he was saying.
Goodness.
Power struggles.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You hear what I said?
I know I'm being redundant here, but the entire internet here. Let me pop up this right here. Okay, so here we go. I'm navigating. This is me on President Trump's page. I'm supposed to be able to click right here, this icon right there.
Oh, okay.
And get into President Trump's page. Sadly, no, I can't. You'll notice that the screen goes gray, right? That's not your screen being fuzzy.
Well, he needs to go on Elon's page.
Locked out here of the space. The space is not available, is what this looks like. This is President Trump sharing the space. See President Trump doing major numbers today.
This sucks,
with millions
Buck.
and millions of views.
Yeah, well, it's Elon posted that they're under attack.
Yeah, he did. He did say that.
So we knew that was. I mean, we should have known that was going to be the case once UK was trying to shut it down.
Yeah, I'm going to just leave this volume down here. Buck, if you have anything you want to add out there, we got a lot of people out on Rumble. MJ Truther is basically saying it's on every platform out there. So, yeah, this is bullshit. How did this, this is cybersecurity at their best? Is this what we're seeing? What is this going to prove?
I think it's to wake up more people to show them how they're trying to censor this man and any information that they can put out there.
Yes.
To me, this is still part of the movie that to unfortunately wake people up that they're, we don't have freedom of speech, whether they want to believe it or not. We don't.
Yeah. Yeah. MJ saying definitely agree with you, Buck. Let's see here. Okay. So I got something on the screen here. Says, wow, worldwide is seeing this and seeing what they are doing. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, Teresa's saying they totally agree, Buck. Buck, I think you froze up there. For Truth 77 Yeppers per interview, Benny Johnson. Maybe my fellow Americans, the storm is upon us. I don't know if that comes into play just yet. Sandy is basically saying interference to be seen worldwide now. Let's see what's going on with Benny.
In the home office. So you can see here.
Yeah, they're just playing. This is exactly what I saw earlier. They're just showing these old videos out there. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, MJ is saying definitely booms that are happening. Well, Buck, what do you got to say? Are you still with us? I think Buck froze up.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can see you.
I think it's my phone when I put it on the screen in sleeper mode. I must have froze. Because I still got to pretend to work a little bit. We've been kind of actually slow today, which is why I jumped on. But yeah, I was hoping to get seeing some interviews and some talking, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Not surprisingly though, but I mean, once UK started arresting people for posting stuff. It was just a matter of time.
Yeah, communist countries, what they're showing everybody right now. Apparently, Benny can't get on. Nobody's going to get on. And somebody's saying I forgot what he said. He's got over 2 million viewers or something like that. And Sandy's out there saying interference worldwide. Buck, if you have to jump off, you could always jump back in and out. I totally get it that you're working. I appreciate it just seeing you here.
You're welcome. If worst comes to worst, I'll jump back in if nothing's going on.
Okay.
All right. Bye, everyone. Bye, Janine.
All right. Bye-bye. We'll see you hopefully again. All right. So that's Buck out there, and he's saying, just imagine how many people are ticked and wanting some action to stop this stuff. Yeah. I've got a bunch of people out there that are please continue with your comments, concerns, and your thoughts out there, because I'm going to be posting them up here on the screen. Sue Evans says, what are they so afraid of? Blocked it everywhere. I put a notification on the Tesla site, and I can't even find it on YouTube. Yeah, so there you go. And people are saying bye to Buck out there. Thank you, Buck. I do appreciate him coming in there. Dee Fletcher, if you want to jump in, you're more than welcome to give your thoughts. I could put the link out here one more time. I'm just looking for co-hosts to join me. I was so looking forward to this. This is what the link looks like. If anybody wants it out there, you're more than welcome to come on in and speak your mind, say whatever you have to say. Tom Kirk 7, it says DDoS attack on Trump and Elon. Terry B. Allen says, I heard the Freedom Channel has it. Don't know. Never heard of that channel. There's so many channels out there, which is a good thing. It really is a good thing, but there's so many of them that I can't even keep up with them anymore. Yeah, let's see what else we have out here. Anybody wants to jump in, all you got to do is click on the link and I'll see you pop into the green room. I call it the green room, or backstage as other people refer to it. This is for Truth 77. Maybe Elon owns its white hats. Have it all in. We have more than you know. Let's see what Benny is saying.
Oh, did we get it?
Oh, well, mine just popped up for the first time.
Oh, let's see. Did you do start listening? See if it. Oh, let's see. Oh, we're in. Dude. We're in.
There you go. Can you hear this?
Yes, sir.
Test. Good?
I think you have to hit got it.
Can we hear this?
Yep, I can hear it.
Okay.
And hit got it again. There we go. Yep, we got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live in the space right now.
I think they might have, so if they're proceeding with a smaller number of users, they might be capping the amount of people that are trying to join. So we might have just snuck in.
Okay. Got it. Well, you are in, ladies and gentlemen. You're the hottest ticket on the internet right now.
It looks like a bunch of people are getting in. So now there's 500,000 people.
Wow. So it just shot up.
558K just shot up again, 50K. 79K now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this is it. They said they're going to start at 8:30, so we're just going to let it play. We're not messing around with this.
Yeah.
Now it's back. Now it's up to 600,000 people. So it just instantly shot up.
It's cooking.
How fast to 1 million? You are listening to the space live here. Again, there's been an attack on X, according to Elon Musk.
Yeah, we're at 633 now. Yeah, it looks like a ton of people. They must have resolved whatever issue they had.
Okay.
Okay, so just to let you know, some people are telling me my link isn't working, but
it should be starting.
I've got Benny. I'm streaming Benny to see if he gets in, then we can watch it through him. I'm not trying to get in on my own because I'm too small of a channel. I hope that makes sense.
I was going to say, I wonder if they'll take questions and all, but we'll see if they how things go when they start. But I'm curious to see if Elon offers to take questions from the audience.
So apparently they're just starting now. There's a lot of people in there. They try to kick everybody out.
I think Trump would be damned for it. Kamala would have a panic attack though.
Oh, my link.
700. Okay. Hey, can we tone? I mean, again, it's just annoying music. So let's quiet that.
Yeah, turn the music down.
All right,
Ladies and gentlemen, we won't, of course, miss a second of the actual interview, but there's no way to.
All right, I want to mute him for a second. See, people are asking me for my invite link. Let me put it out there one more time. It might have gotten cut off. It ends in 5K. F is in Frank. And let's see if you can get in there. All you have to do is click on the link and you'll come into this and you can say whatever you want to say, your statements, comments, or what have you. Benny is live with this. He has got in there. I think there's 600 million people, something like that. Buck said that he got in. I don't know why people are saying my link is not working. You have to use maybe a Chrome browser, or if you're on your computer, you can use Firefox. Sorry about that, MJ. MJ, you want to call in? Because you can call in if you like to. Let's see here. Thanks for letting the audio on Benny go. At least we can hear it. Let me turn it back up.
We apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We hate it when it's a problem that's outside of our control. I personally believe we have the, without question, best production team on the entire internet. However, there are sometimes there are technical issues outside of our control. This is the elevator music. Once again, let's kill that. Okay.
All right.
Are you testing both feeds?
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing.
So he's got a technical team.
All right. So now we have good backups just in case for this space. The elevator music just ended. Let's go to the space.
Music has stopped.
Okay. Full on audio. Let's have a listen. 800,000. It's silent, but let's just keep it rolling. Crank it, baby. It may be starting.
But I don't see Elon.
Everybody.
I don't see Elon either. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are watching the space. The audio isn't broken. President Trump has just muted his mic. Okay, now he's back. And then we're going to need to have Elon obviously pop into the space. Elon dropped and will presumably be re-entering the space. 850,000 people now in the space. Up exponentially. Yes, please, President Trump. Say,
sorry to keep you waiting.
Sorry to keep you
Tell
waiting.
me I crashed X.
Please do that.
Well, we're ready to go here in the studio. We have a mobile feeding into the soundboard through Bluetooth now, and a computer. We are not going down.
Yeah, we have two computers over there as well. So.
Yeah.
We will not crash.
We are back.
We will not crash, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, good. Thank you, Robbie. I want hail Robbie and hail Eric and hail Klein in the hail Robbie, Eric, and Klein in the chat. Okay, so now ladies and gentlemen, we will not go down. We will not.
This is a good test for our DNC coverage, as you can see here. We're testing that out.
All right, just to let everybody know, we have Dee Fletcher in, and she has a halo over her head. Hey, Dee, how are you? Thanks for joining us.
We are set to go. Okay.
Good.
Right, if you don't hear
Hey, Janine.
the elevator.
Hello, Dee. So good to see you. Just to let everybody know out there, this is Dee Fletcher. She is a beautiful, beautiful soul. She's a speaker. She's a motivator. She is an author. And everybody's saying fingers crossed out there. I'm just going to go back to Benny. Dee, I'm going to pop in and out. Is that okay?
I'm overestimating, but Elon Musk just said his interview with President Trump, they tested it for 8 million, which was what their capacity, they were saying their capacity needed to be at 8 million.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious to see how many people are now still trying to get in.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we have multiple backups. We again have tickets. We also have tickets on our phone in case it crashes. But I think the cleanest listen is going to just be here on mobile. What you're seeing is the mobile X on a desktop device. We do have the space on our mobile devices as well. We are ready to listen in. But once again, we are awaiting the president, who has not spoken yet. Elon Musk has not spoken yet. Elon Musk has spoken, however, on his X page, saying that there was a massive cyber attack that prevented. Elon Musk has just joined. You can see there on screen.
Okay.
Now our screen is reflecting the people in the space. That's very good. Okay. You won't miss a moment, ladies and gentlemen. On this stream, we will not go down. We bought as many tickets to this thing as they'll sell to us.
What do you think, Dee? Exciting, isn't it?
Yeah. All right. Now that they're both in, they should start talking momentarily.
Mm-hmm. ALX, do you think that they'll open it up for other people to ask questions?
I'm curious. I think it's going to be an Elon call at the end, because this is what happened last time with DeSantis and Vivek. They asked the candidate.
If anybody's just joining, I am streaming Benny Johnson, who was able to get into the space. We're waiting patiently. It looks like the speaker is in the host, which is Elon and Donald Trump, are muted right now. People are in there. People are trying to tell me to go on to Team Trump on X. I'm afraid to leave this because I've just got into it, so I'm going to stay here. And if you guys are out there on Rumble and you're able to get in there, let me know if Benny is not in here. So let's see what else we have.
Delayed start. We saw what President Trump did to National Association of Black Journalists with the delayed start.
Your mic equipment doesn't work. So the mic equipment. I do see Marjorie Taylor Greene is listening in on this. So, maybe she'll pop on. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm curious to see, like, they must be like on the phone right now.
Yeah, I think that they're probably speaking. Elon Musk did say, we have the clip, but I deigned to play it. Because
Dee, is anybody else getting a lot of feedback like Dee is? Dee, do you have your headset on? Maybe turn down the volume a little bit.
I did, and I closed out everything, so hopefully it's going better now. So
yeah, how are you, first of all?
I'm doing good. I was just kind of overwhelmed coming in because it was just like you were at a party and you're listening to everybody.
Oh my God, I know. How about it? Yeah, let's see here. I'm just trying to says, stay, Janine, you will get in, says Tom Kirk 7. I'm going to stay here, you guys, only because Benny and those guys, if you guys can see the screen here, the first two are Donald Trump and Elon, and they are muted. I don't know what's going on. I think that what they're doing is wait and see if they can get 8 million people in this. Let's see what Benny's got to say.
Yeah, I wonder if like all of their teams are both on the phone right now trying to coordinate. But I mean, it seems like they're both on, and when President Trump had his mic unmuted, it seemed like you could hear some background audio. So it looks like Elon unmuted. So let's see.
I think that's what you were hearing because there was a lot of that, D, when they had it opened up. Oh, someone's speaking.
We unfortunately had a massive distributed denial of service attack against our servers, and saturated all of our data lines. Like basically hundreds of gigabits of data were saturated. We think we've overcome most of that, and so it's now time to proceed. But as this massive attack illustrates, there's a lot of opposition to people just hearing what President Trump has to say. And but I'm honored to have this conversation. I want to emphasize it's a conversation, and it's really intended to just get a feel for what Donald Trump is just like in a conversation. So it's hard to catch a vibe about someone if you just don't hear them talk in a normal way. And when there's an adversarial interview, like no one's themselves in an adversarial interview. And this is really aimed at kind of open-minded, independent voters who just trying to make up their mind. So you can understand like what is what is it just like to have a conversation? So honored to Donald, great to speak. We had a great conversation yesterday. As you mentioned yesterday, if we could just record that conversation and post it, it would have been excellent. And I hope we can have something like that today.
Well, I think we will. I'm pretty sure we will. And congratulations, because I see you broke every record in the book. with so many millions of people, and it's an honor. We view that as an honor. And then you do want silencing of certain voices. Usually those are voices that have something to say that are constructive, oftentimes constructive. And so we have to consider it an honor. But congratulations on breaking every record in the book tonight. That's great.
Well, thank you. Maybe we could start off with, the assassination attempt, which was an incredible thing. And I have to say that, your actions after that assassination attempt were inspiring. You, instead of shying away from things, instead of ducking down, you were pumping your fist in the air and saying, fight, fight, fight. And I think that's, the president of the United States represents America. And I think that is America. That is strength under fire. And so that's, a big, part of the reason why I was excited to endorse you as the president of the United States for having enough term here is that was just incredibly inspiring. But what was it like for you?
Not pleasant.
Not pleasant.
I said there was blood. I had people blood. I didn't know I had that much blood. The doctors later told me that the ear is a place that is a very bloody place if you're going to get hit. But in this case, it was probably the best alternative you could even think about because it went at the right angle. And, it was a hard hit. It was very, I guess you would say surreal, but it wasn't surreal. I was telling somebody you have instances like this or like a lot less than this where you feel it's a surreal situation. And I never felt that way. I knew immediately that it was a bullet. I knew immediately that it was at the ear.
Yeah. And
because it hit very hard, but hit the ear. And I also heard people shout, bullets, bullets, get down, because I moved down pretty nicely, pretty quickly. And we had bullets flying right over my head after I went down. So I'm glad I went down. The bigger miracle was that I was looking in the exact direction of the shooter. And so it hit me at an angle that was far less destructive than any other angle. So that was the miracle. That was, for those people that don't believe in God, I think we got to all start thinking about that. You have to, I'm a believer. Now I'm more of a believer, I think. And a lot of people have said that to me. A lot of great people have said that to me, actually. But it was amazing that I happened to be turned just at that perfect angle. And all because I put down a chart on immigration that showed that the numbers were so great. I love that chart even more.
Maybe it's a sign. Maybe that's a sign.
It's an immigration sign.
You highlighted a serious issue at that moment.
That's right.
The bullet missed your ear, but missed your head.
The amazing thing is that the sign, I said, bring down that sign on immigration, and it was literally about an eighth of a second where it would be good, and after that it was going to be a disaster, no matter which way you were facing. But it just had that perfect angle, which was exactly at this shooter. Very sad situation. Such a sad situation. As you know, we lost somebody that was great, Corey, a firefighter, a great gentleman, a great trumper. He was just a fantastic family and a fantastic man. And a friend of mine came up, Elon, and said, I'd like to give the family some kind of help. And I said, that's great. He said, do you mind? I said, I don't mind at all. And he wrote out a check for $1 million, gave it to the wife. And, she said, this is really nice, but I'd rather have my husband back, which is a nice thing for somebody to say, to be honest. She's great. The family is great. And we raised a lot of money for them and for two other gentlemen who are unbelievable people also. They were hit really badly. They thought they were not going to make it, and they did. The doctors in the Butler area, I tell you, they were incredible. They saved the two, and they were really hit tough, both of them, equally. And we thought, my first question was because I heard bullets flying over me. I said, how many people were killed? Because we had a massive crowd there, a tremendous thousands and thousands of people, and there was no land. I mean, it was all people. So I said, how many people have been killed? Because I knew there were other shots being fired.
Sure.
And they said, we don't know yet, but some people have been badly hurt. And I have to give the Secret Service sniper, they call him, or sharpshooter, but sniper, because he didn't know there was a problem. He's an extraordinary shot, obviously, and he didn't know there was a problem. And he was able to pick and pull out within 5 seconds. And he used one bullet from very far away, I guess probably about 400 yards. The shooter was 130, but he was on the opposite side of the field and the podium. And he saw the smoke and the flame from the gun, immediately recognized it, and immediately took a shot. And it was one perfect shot from very far away. And if he didn't do that, Elon, he would have. I mean, if he would have, a lot more people could have been badly hurt and killed. So I have to take my hat off to him, because that's also a surreal. You know, he's been with them for 23 years, and he's never had anything like this. And all of a sudden he has to act, and it's a very tough thing to act and to be shooting somebody. But he saw the gun, saw the smoke, saw the flame from the gun, very far away. Obviously has very good eyes. He's got very good vision, which I assume you have to have in that particular work. But he took aim very quickly, and they say it was approximately 5 seconds from long range, one bullet. If that didn't happen, because the shooter had a lot of bullets, he had a lot of cartridges up there with him. So
well, I mean that's clearly he was very confident in taking that shot to stop the attempted assassination. But I mean, there does seem to be some pretty significant failings elsewhere in the system. Like, there's just no way that, like, how on earth does a shooter get on a roof 130 yards away? That seems crazy. I think most people people are wondering how on earth could such a thing happen.
Well, you know, I view it as two ways. There should have been nobody on the roof. There were people, because there were so many tens of thousands of people there were people that were seeing him. And there was one woman with a red shirt and Trump all over it. And she's screaming, well, that guy's got a gun. You know, you saw it probably. There's a guy up there with a gun.
I mean, it's like, I guess, for my part, I think probably many members of the public are wondering, how the heck are, basically people wandering by pointing out there's a guy on the roof with a gun. And they're seeing it, but somehow it's not being addressed. That just seems crazy.
Well, they're going to learn from this. The communication between the local police, who sort of had an idea, then ultimately a man lifted himself up to the roof, could barely do it because he was pulling himself up. And he saw the man with the gun. The man with the gun pointed the gun at him. He thought he was probably going to get shot. But, he was like pulling himself up. And because of that, he couldn't get to his gun. And he fell down, actually very badly hurt his leg, his ankle. I hear very badly. But he fell down. And he did, from what I understand, he did say there's a guy up there with a gun. And the shooting started very quickly after that. I think it forced the shooter to go maybe quicker. You're supposed to be a very good shot. My sons, Don and Eric, they can't believe what happened, but they said from 130 yards, a bad shot would hit that target almost every time. They said it's like in golf, sinking a 2-foot putt.
It's not a tough shot.
It's not a long shot. The Secret Service person had the long shot. He had triple the distance actually. So it was a terrible thing. It's hard. I have to say this about the Secret Service. When I went down, and I went down based on, I think, their screaming, but other people also, because people saw this happen. You had so many people. One of the miracles was that nobody ran. I mean, if a gun goes off, the crowd control people showed us this. when guns go off, and it does happen in stadiums at a soccer match or some kind of a match, everybody flees. They call it a stampede, like cattle. But everybody, and a lot of people get killed with those stampedes. We had more people than you'd have at, some of these matches or these games, and nobody left. You had a small group behind us in the grandstand, and that was full. And you look at it as it was taking place, and normally they'd be running. They didn't leave. They saw that I was hurt. They saw a lot of blood, and they saw that I went down. And it's almost like they wanted to be with me. Well, out front, you had thousands, tens of thousands of people. As far as the eye could see, you had people in Butler. As far as the eye could see, and a lot of press too. There were many cameras on watching this. It's what makes it so different, because normally things happen that aren't good, but you never have a picture. Here we have all these cameras shooting it. So, it's sort of amazing. But one of the interesting things was that you didn't have anybody flee. You didn't have anybody stampede.
Sure.
Nobody. And there were some people behind me, they stood up and they're looking like, I tell you want to have them in a foxhole with you. I want to meet some of those people because it's so different from what you heard. But so I was down, but the Secret Service guys, there were bullets flying right over my head. You could hear them go whizzing. And these guys came jumping on top of me, and a young lady, Kate, would jump. They moved so fast, and let me tell you, that took tremendous courage. Now, there was a lack of coordination. There was, obviously everybody understands that that building should have been covered. And
I think that's like, looking at the aerial views, that building would be like the number one spot for a sniper. It's like if you were to pick what is the favorite, if the goal is to assassinate, what's your favorite spot? That building.
You're right.
That building would be number one.
That would have been the spot.
It's like you can ask for a better location. It's like
that would have been the spot. What people think is when the local policeman, who by the way, he really he did what he was supposed to do. He couldn't hold on any longer. And then when he got his head just peeking above, this guy standing there with a gun in his head, and when he fell down, again, hurt his ankle very badly, but he was making the calls. But what happened is the firing took place very soon. So what they think is that this guy ran to his site, which he had all planned out with the gun. He ran to the site and he started shooting fast, and maybe that's why he sort of missed. I mean, he got me, but it could have been a much bigger problem.
He sort of missed.
But he totally would have hit if you hadn't turned your head. So, there was it was a very near thing.
It was a miracle. If I hadn't turned my head, I would not be talking to you right now. As much as I like you,
exactly,
I would not.
I would not be talking. You'd be talking to me from another realm, perhaps.
Yeah, that's right. We'd be talking from a different place. But it was a very terrible experience. The Butler Hospital, they did such a great job. The doctors were so good. Everybody was so good. There was a mistake. If somebody knew, because people were hearing, there was just a bad feeling that somebody was around. You know that story now. It's been And if somebody could have said, because they've oftentimes said, like there'd be a lightning storm or something. Because I've done, I think over 300. I think I did a lot more than that, but we did a lot. And oftentimes they'll say, "Sir, could you wait 10 minutes, please? Sir, could you wait 20 minutes? There's a storm overhead or lightning or something," right? And that happens often. And this would have been a perfect time for that to have happened. But it didn't get coordinated. That was the problem.
Well, it was I think your actions in the heat of fire, and what I found admirable there was that you can't fake bravery under such circumstances. The courage is instinctual, or it is not. It's not a rehearsed action. And so I just want to say that I think a lot of people admire your courage under fire there.
There's 1 million listeners on there right now. If you guys look at the screen.
I didn't think of it. I just wanted to get up, and I wanted to stand up. I wanted to let people know. I felt I was good when they were on top of me, covering me, actually, very much covering me, and very bravely. But I wanted to get up. I said, I want to get up, and they wanted. They have everything there. They have they wanted stretcher. I didn't like the stretcher, and I knew I was hit in the ear, but I knew I wasn't hit anywhere else. They felt I was hit someplace else because it was such a lot of blood, and they were sure that I was hit someplace else. And they were saying, "Sir, you were hit more than the ear." I said, "Nope, I was hit in the ear. I want to get up. Let me get up." And so I got up, and the crowd didn't know what to think. I mean, this was so many people, and you could see they were confused. They didn't know what to think. And I wanted to let them know I was okay. It was very important for me to let them know that. And they went wild. You've seen they didn't go wild when I got up because.
Real quick, if anybody wants to put your thoughts in and what they were saying, your thoughts, your comments, whatever it might be, as long as it's decent, I will show it.
They didn't know if I was alive. Nobody did. And when I put the fist up, they were just relieved and happy and thrilled, and the place went crazy. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It was a terrible thing, but it was
incredibly moving. Yeah. Well, and I mean, speaking of the sort of slide that got you to turn that saved your life, really, was the illegal immigration slide. Maybe this is worth talking about that.
It was
that slide. That slide saved
you're
your
right.
life.
No, the illegal immigration saved my life. You're right, but it had to be at the exact angle.
I mean, that's a good one. saved by illegal immigration.
You know, the incredible thing though, when you talk about the odds, you had to be exactly.
Look at Benny cracking up.
But the incredible thing is that the chart, I used it less than 20% of the time. It was just a moment.
Yeah.
It's always on my left, never my right, and it's always at the end of the speech. So here we have it. It's on the right, not the left. It's at the beginning, not the end. And even the people that put it up, they were unprepared, and they did a great job. They got it up immediately, fortunately. But I looked to the right, and the bullet came whizzing by, hitting my ear. So it was amazing. But when you think of the odds of that, and you know that normally you wouldn't use it. Normally I wouldn't have the thing, and then it would have been a very different story. It's very much, I say, an act of God. It's a miracle that.
I'm just going to interrupt this real quickly here, and if you guys want to read the screen, Kathy, I totally agree. Yes, there's something going on with the speech impediment.
Say about illegal immigration before you were rudely interrupted.
Well, I was going to say how good the numbers were. By the way, we're going back to Butler, and we're going to go back in October. We're all set up, and the people are fantastic in Butler. It's a great area. These are incredible people. Like the three that, in the case of Corey, killed, and the other two.
There are certain, if you guys ever notice anytime that we're questioning who people are, whether it's a 2.0 or what have you, there's always a lisp involved, and I'm kind of concerned with that one.
Probably interrupted, but.
Yeah, so really interrupted by an attempt.
But the chart.
Some people have no manners.
Elon, the chart was just a chart that in my last week we had the best illegal immigration numbers, meaning stopping. It was at the lowest. You've seen the chart. It's become quite a famous chart. Yeah. But that was the lowest point ever recorded. It was a really, I was very proud of those numbers. And then you see what happened with these people. Kamala and Joe, you see what happened. They just let it go. I had Remain in Mexico policies. I had all these different policies that was so good. Guys like Tom Homan and Brandon Judd from Border Patrol. These are all people that they've been on television. It says the best numbers we've ever had. We had so many different checks. Catch and release in Mexico, not the United States. We had catch and release in the United States. We had it in Mexico. We had so many things. We had things where many people come in there, they have contagion.
Just saying, where's the meat and potatoes? We've heard this stuff before.
I'm sorry, but we cannot allow you into the country. So we were setting literally records, and all I was doing is showing that, and I use it sometimes. Sure. And in this case, I'm glad I used it. I can tell you that, but. There were fantastic numbers, but I'm going to sleep with that chart always. I'll be sleeping with that chart. That chart was very important for a lot of reasons.
Well, I mean, would it be accurate to say that you're supportive of legal immigration, but we also need to shut down illegal immigration and especially unvetted illegal immigration, because and that's not the same as saying that everyone who's an illegal immigrant is bad. In fact, I think most people who are illegal immigrants are actually good, but you can't tell a difference unless there's a solid vetting of who comes across the border. Does that accurately represent your position?
I say it very simply. They have to come in legally. They have to be checked. Yeah. Because look, Kamala was the border czar. Now she's denying it. Everything that I do, she's saying she was strong on the border. We're going to be strong. Well, she doesn't have to say it. She could close it up right now. They could do things right now. It's horrible. No tax on tips, and all of a sudden she's making a speech and saying there will be no tax on tips. I said that months ago. And by the way, they had just the opposite. They had not only tax on tips, but they hired 88,000 IRS agents, and many of them were assigned to go get waitresses and caddies and all of this on tips. They have a policy. They had a policy that they were really going to go after you, and were really harassing people horribly. And then all of a sudden, for politics, she says, she comes out with what I said, which I think is terrible. And I think it's also hitting them very hard. These people are fake. Now they're also saying they did a good job on the border. We had the worst numbers in the history of the world, not of our country. There's never been a country in history that has had a catastrophe like this. We've had, I believe, and I think you believe this too, you hear 12 million, 13. I believe it's over 20 million people came into our country, many coming from jails, from prisons, from mental institutions, or a bigger version of that is insane asylums, and many are terrorists. And I'll tell you what, they're coming not just from South America, they're coming from Africa, they're coming from all over the world. They're coming from Asia, they're coming from the Middle East, they're coming from countries that are stupidly and horribly bombing Israel October 7th. They're coming from all over the world. And you look at, it's so sad, October 7th, because it should have never happened. Yeah. It's so sad when you look at Ukraine. It should have never happened. We have a defective government. These are defective people, and they're not people that should be running it. But where you see it the best is the border, because you have millions of people coming in a month, and then she gets up and she tries to pretend like she's going to do something. She had 3.5 years. And by the way, they have another 5 months that they can do something, but they won't do anything. It's all talk. She's incompetent and he's incompetent. And frankly, I think that she's more incompetent than he is. And that's saying something, because he's not too good.
Yeah. No, I think it is essential to have a secure border. I mean, you're really not a country unless you have a secure border. And
secure elections.
Absolutely secure elections. And so it's just essential to have a real border, or we can't function as a country. And our services, our essential services are being overwhelmed in a lot of cities. But as we were talking about earlier, I think having a legal immigration process that is smooth and efficient and done well, and I'm speaking as someone who is a legal immigrant, I think like one way to think of it is, who do you want on your team? Who do you want on Team America? And I think we want to just say, okay, we want to let in people who are going to, be great contributors to our society and to our economy, and and who do you want on the team?
I'm just going to cut in here real quickly here. Were you guys expecting something different? This is, the first time that Trump has come back, the second time around, whatever. And I didn't know if they were going to announce something really big, if anybody wants to put anything out there. A lot of disappointed people, says Terry Gentle 50. I was looking forward to seeing Elon Musk's tinfoil hat, 1965. There was not going to be any. I thought there was going to be video myself. That's what I was looking for something to pop up. But apparently, it's got 1.2 million listeners now.
We're in such a target-rich environment. Why aren't more people who have a career in, bad things coming?
What do you think? I'm going to go to D. Fletcher real quickly here. What do you think, D? Was this just an introduction to bringing him back onto X?
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. I think he needs to kind of change track, and I think the author, I saw the author the other day, Victor Davis Hanson, talk about Trump really needs to talk about this is specifics of this is what I'm going to do, and this is what the other side is doing, instead of this, because it seems to me like I've watched quite a few of his rallies and it's just the same old stuff. Like, we're going to do this and we're going to do that, and those guys are stupid or blah, 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 and I'm like, okay, he really needs, if he really wants to blow this out of the water, he really needs to get down to, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. And this is how the other side or hasn't done it, or, like, here's what it was in mine and this is what it was in theirs, or something, so people can actually see, especially those who are on the fence, kind of in the middle and not sure who they want to vote for, or not sure it's going to be Trump, like some of the people that might be thinking about RFK or whatever. He really needs to switch it up, in my opinion, honestly. So
yeah, and I thought that's what this whole platform was. He's going to be exposed to more people. More of the liberals would get a taste of him, just like you're saying, get more exposure, but more factual information coming out. They're saying that Heels Up Harris isn't giving you anything concrete. I'm going to switch back over to this right now, but neither is he. He's been, we know him as the guy bashing everybody else, but he's regurgitating everything that we've heard for the last 4 years.
Yeah, it's almost like he really can't, afford a new speechwriter or something,
Yeah, Sonny Ma's out there saying millions are not awake and not watching yet, and so I'm not sure if how many people are actually on X. That's the other thing too. A lot of people don't even go to Rumble, and they won't. They'll go to the YouTube. But let's see here. Tom Kirk 7 out there says we have to do something. Don't mind everybody has to get off the fence. Hello, family, says Buck.
You know what happened. You can shut the border down. He wouldn't even know the difference.
It's the same stuff over and over.
The fact is that he was border czar. But if you don't,
they're talking about the border all over again. We know the basis. We know the foundation. We know how weak this country is. I don't know. Give us something new.
I don't know who all his advisors are on what he's going to say at rallies, but I agree, Janine. It's like I'm hearing 2016 all over again, and with a little, extra twists or whatever, but still the same old stuff. And I think he needs to do more. And I hope that the people that surround him that he has his ear, or speechwriters, or whoever preps for his rallies, helps him do that he will listen to them, and they will tell him he needs to hit it hard with the facts and stop all the, this was bad, and it was great when I was in, and people who are on the fence, or maybe they're whatever, disenfranchised with the voting process. They need to hear solid facts, and like, this is my platform, and this is what their platform is, kind of put them side by side, a comparison. Not that they, have to know their other platform or whatever, but I really think he really needs to do something different. He needs to change it up, because it's just getting, I know it's exciting to go to the rally and hear him speak and stuff, but for people who are just listening to the same stuff every rally we watch on YouTube or whatever, it's not doing very much for me personally.
And there's the ones out there that are going to try to sift through whatever they can. You're right. They got that sifter for these comms out there. Geez, come on. I get that we have to use that language. If you're in the FBI and the CIA, you've got to find out where the messages are hidden, read between the lines and all that other stuff. I think we're so far beyond that we are more intelligent. Stop dumbing us down to make us still chase those rabbits, right? Chasing those rabbits down into the rabbit holes. We're fed up with it. I see people all over on Rumble out there. It says, end it, just you guys talk, as they're saying out there. They don't want to hear this anymore. Trump is not going to save us. We have to save ourselves. I think that's coming from Tom Kirk 7. Let's see here. Trump's very well could be the great deception, and I know a lot of people think the aliens are, but I know the aliens are nothing but the demons, and we can debunk them by the Lord. So the people are really turning to the religious beliefs about a lot of this stuff, because they're not giving up, they're not falling back to sleep again. They've got to believe in something, and if they believe it in themselves, and what's within them is their Lord, the Lord Savior, right? And it's we the people, we've been waiting for, and maybe this is where we're at right now. If everybody is on that same vibration or the same frequency, is that we're tired of this, we want something else. Maybe it's us that need to step up and do something else. So UK basically has got a civil war going on there. I believe the Muslims are trying to take over their country and whatnot. What's going to happen here, I have no idea. We all have our Second Amendment, and everybody always threatens and does the big talk that nobody's going to come in and do anything to them because they're all protected. But, we don't want to go there. We don't want that to happen. We're hoping we would find a good person, a non-political person, to stand up and be the voice for us.
Yeah, and I agree that we can't keep hoping that our vote will miraculously fix things. We really need to start fixing things at our local level and making our life better at our local level first. And I mean, it kind of disappoints me that Trump has this opportunity on X. Everybody that's on there, and some of the people who couldn't get on there or whatever, are wanting to hear what he's got to say. And I'm not a political strategist, but I would have taken advantage of this opportunity to really just knock it out of the park, like shake things up, change it up, be very straightforward and give people something besides this, and it was like this and blah, 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 like you said, we've heard it many times, and it's kind of, for me personally, it's not very inspiring,
Yeah.
Really.
Well, you know what? In the beginning of all of this here, we were following what a lot of people said, and and people will say, well, Q is a psyop. Q was something that we all needed to follow, to understand the mystery behind it. It was that whole mystery. We love mystery, and it's just part of our human nature. So we got 4 years into this mystery, and people are basically starting to say right now, I'm kind of tired of the mystery. If we can't see, who's behind these masks, and are there masks? Are there 2.0s? What I want to say there is that I think a lot of the Q stuff was embellished by a lot of lying truthers. And that's where a lot of information, I'm not going to say what those topics are because I've said it here and there throughout my show, and people pretty much know how I feel about it. But you believe what you want to believe. And, I think Buck said it well here. Nope, Trump isn't our savior, but God is using him like he uses all of us to be better and to do better. That is what it's all about. Now, if you're all here for a reason. This is no mistake that you were here at this time. You agreed to do something, and if it's just to be the vibration of whatever your belief system is, that's where we're going with this. Let me just go over here and see what they're saying.
Scam started, and say what you want. This was a coup. This was a coup of a president of the United States. He didn't want to leave, and they said we can do it the nice way, or we can do it the hard way.
Yeah, they just took him out. But
it's the same stuff. How they took out Biden, right? They forced him out. The same stuff that you can catch 24/7 on everybody's channel. The thing is, D, is that there's nothing new being said here tonight. And I think that I was excited. I was so excited about this. And then come to find out we're regurgitating the same shit over and over again. many of you could recite Trump's speeches at each and every rally?
Yeah, and I really thought I'm not trying to Trump bash or whatever, but these are things that are sticking out to me, like the things that he's doing that are kind of sticking out to me as like he could have done better or differently or something. The other one is when Joe Rogan said that he was going to vote for RFK, and he had his reasons. And then I saw some stuff that Trump was like, said some stuff about, Joe Rogan's opinion, that he didn't like it or whatever it was. I don't know the exact quote. And I was like, well, that's kind of petty, because all of us have allegedly free speech and we can vote for whoever we want to. We all have our own reasons, blah, blah, blah. And I thought it was very beneath Trump to kind of, say what he did about what Rogan's, who Rogan said he was going to vote for. I didn't think that was very appropriate, because one of the things we complain about a lot is that, we're supposed to have free speech, and we don't like people infringing upon our rights or trying to cancel us or whatever. And, that to me was just not a good thing for him to do, because again, if he had people that were thinking about voting for him that follow Rogan, and they're not just like, oh, I'm going to vote for whoever Rogan's voting for, then he probably lost a lot of people by doing that.
You're talking about Joe Rogan when he turned and said he was going to endorse
RFK.
Yes, RFK, yeah. Correct. Yeah. And so, when in a lot of people did attack him. You're right. A lot of people did attack him for that. But you know what? And I've known this. I've seen Rogan as a stand-up comedian. I always, he's not my cup of tea. I don't really go for always talking about, sex lives and automobiles or whatever. His humor is completely different for me. But I actually do think that he sold out at some point, and then he was playing ping pong with each of the sides. He had to do that. And so where does this leave him now? Why did he do this? Is this part of the movie? I have no idea. But to tell you the truth, he's not somebody I follow. And nor do I care to follow him. I don't know. There's something about him. I think he's just, he's a little bit different. But anyhow, let's just see here. Buckshot is saying why expectations are the great deceivers. It says why I'm listening to Janine and Dee instead. I don't know. It says he was labeled to the mean tweeters. It was the first time around. He's not saying enough. Give it time. Yeah, let's just go back, if you don't mind, Dee. We'll go back and see what part of the movie he's on.
The immense importance of whether the United States president is intimidating or not intimidating, and how much that matters to global security, because there's some real tough characters out there, and if they don't think the American president is tough, they will do what they want to do.
I know every one of them.
And it puts the whole world in danger.
Elon, I know every one of them, and I know them well. I know Putin, I know President Xi, I know Kim Jong-un of North Korea. I know every one of them. And let me tell you, people will say, oh, this is terrible. He said, I'm not saying anything good or bad. They're at the top of their game. They're tough, they're smart, they're vicious, and they're going to protect their country. Whether they love their country, they probably do. It's just a different form of love, but they're going to protect their country. But these are tough people at the top of their game. And when they see a Kamala or when they see Biden, Sleepy Joe, they can't even believe it. They can't believe this happened. All the stuff that you're seeing now, all the horror that you look at Israel, they're all waiting for an attack from Iran. Iran would not be attacking, believe me. When I was there, and I say it with respect, because
all right, so some of the other things that are coming up, because this show is really about we the people, and I'm gonna be, when I see you guys put something in the live chats, I'm gonna put it up on the screen. Is how can people make informed decisions if they're lied to? And this is coming from Sandy, and it's exactly what it is. We don't even know what is up and what is down, what is sideways at this point in the game, and I think that's what we're tired of. Everybody's constantly saying, like Tom Kirk 7 says, I'm tired of this movie, like a lot of people are, because we there's too many twists and turns in this mystery, right? And then we're watching. It just kind of feels like the Groundhog's Day over and over and over and over again. And it's like, okay, so what happens is we find other things to entertain ourselves with while we try to get through the end. And people are out there saying there's not going to be an election. Well, we don't know. Where are we? This is already August 12th. We're not that far away from November 4th. We get all the way to November 4th. They're going to find out, something is wrong with the all the machines, or people are going down every day. I don't know if you guys are witnessing this out in Georgia. They're arresting a lot of people. That stuff is not out in the news. But we're going to get all the way to November 4th, and they're just going to put Trump into the seat. Is that the way it's going to play out? We're all expecting this grand finale here.
Yeah, and I would add to that, Janine, just like when we're watching a movie at the movie theater, what do you do if the movie is crap and you don't like it? What do? You leave. Okay? So if we're tired of this movie that's playing, then we can just disengage from it. Okay? We're all smart enough to be able to discern who's the best person. The easiest way to do that is just to think about each person. Okay? So KH, we could think about that, and how does voting for her feel to you? The same thing for RFK or Trump, or like whoever else is maybe on your ballot in your state. Okay, how did it feel? Use your discernment. You don't have to continually watch the movie if you don't want to. You can go to their websites and look up what their platform allegedly is. So we don't have to do that. We don't have to participate in the watching the movie all the time. It's like I told somebody the other day, I'm like, it's been about 8 years and I am so sick of popcorn. Does anybody have any suggestions for what kind of snack I could have instead of popcorn? You know what I'm saying? So,
well, my latest motto, I used to always say, observe but don't absorb, right? We're at that point now. It's like less social media and more social life. And the more that we get our mind wrapped around the axles of all these influencers, and I'm just feeling like I need to go back and open this up for 1 second.
But I really don't want to give the credit. But we have some really bad, and I say they're more dangerous than Russia and China. If you have a smart president, a president that gets it, we are not in danger from those countries.
He kind of sounds like Tucker Carlson at times. I don't know. He's got that lisp. My hat is falling off of me here. Oh.
Yeah, he kind of sounds like, if you've ever known someone who had to get dentures and they were like the first pair they got and they didn't really fit that well. That's what it kind of sounds like to me, like speaking through dentures that you're not used to using or something, or don't fit well.
Somebody said that earlier out on Rumble too. Yeah, it does sound like with the lisp, the denture thing. And I don't know. Maybe he took his teeth out because he figures he's just going to be on the radio. Who knows? Let's see here. And a lot of people are, even with Kathy was basically saying, every time they say something, there's a code being dropped. Well, come on. I mean, how much longer are we going to have to read through these codes? And, maybe I'm just being simple-minded at this point in the game, but I really don't want to be. I mean, that's why I had all those truthers on my channels trying to decode things. We followed Jason Q. He was probably one of the best of the best back in the day. But I see Jason Stillwell is basically going back into history now. He's almost like a history teacher. Him and Jack, right? They're telling you have to know where you came from and how we were deceived. The FBI and the CIA, the three-letter agencies, are the ones that use all the codes. And here we are getting our MK Ultra thinking that everything that they say is a bomb and we have to pay attention. We have to pay attention to what they're saying or else we're going to miss out on it. Well, guess what? I missed the first 14 chapters of this movie. What chapter are we on?
Yeah, and I truly believe that all of the code stuff and all of that is a distraction to what we really need to be paying attention to. And I tell people all the time that we need to listen to or look at what people do, not what they say. It's just like if KH says, "Oh, I've done great things at the border," and we know that great things are not happening at the border, then that's all we have to know. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to there's really nothing else other than that, so we really don't have to the codes and oh, he's wearing a blue tie or he's wearing a red tie or he's got this on or that looks weird or that what's that ear thing going on or whatever. It's all and all the these shootings and these other stuff that goes on, they're all distractions, so to keep us from really paying attention to what's going on. So I often tell people that if something happens, okay, like some big event or something that's bad, the first thing you should do is say, okay, what's going on really? What's Congress doing? Okay.
Right.
What did the FDA not sign today?
Right.
Or whatever.
Those are the clues that people are dropping that they're not actually seeing. And I sit there and I'll go through here's my routine. When I go to the news and I'll see like Jesse Waters. Yeah, okay, Jesse's part of the movie. I get it. It's entertaining. Then I'll move over to the stuff like somebody else was saying out here. Who was it? Tina Peters was found guilty today. How many of you people know who Tina Peters is? If you recall, Arizona, Tina Peters, and so she was found guilty. Those are the clues. Those are the things that we need to be paying attention to. But this big illusion so we went from the Pisces age. I'm going to go into this Aquarius and Pisces thing. And so the Pisces is all about illusions, right? Hollywood was a big illusion, all that stuff. And now we're supposed to be entering into the age of Aquarius. And what does that basically mean? Are we waking up? Are we clearing through the veils? Are we supposed to see things differently? Are we supposed to, open our mind a lot differently or use more of our mind, if you will, use more of our left and our right brain? There are so many things. It's for us to grow internally and find our own internal truth. So when we sit there and we're feeding off of this hype that we had today on X, and it was like a deflated balloon for all of us, what does that tell you? Anybody out there? Oh, somebody's telling me Tina Peters is in Colorado. Sorry. That's my sister, Colleen. All right, so I'm just going to go back to this real quick.
Biden could do this interview. Do you think that Kamala could do this interview? They would take a pass on you.
No, they could not.
So they don't need Elon. They don't need Elon screaming out questions.
That's not his voice.
When you think that somebody that does this for a living can't answer a question or is afraid to do an interview. And in her case, with a very friendly interview, she's got all.
It's the same old. Let's beat up on Kamala. All right, so it says, let's see here. My discernment and intuition is coming from Kearns is really strong for me now. I can feel the BS on both sides, good versus evil. Fantastic. That's exactly what it's supposed to be. Not right versus left anymore. Right, and this is what we're talking about, you guys. I want to know, how much have you changed from the first time that somebody notified you that there's something wrong with this country, right? Up until now, could have been 7 years ago for you, could have been 15 years ago, could have been just the last 2 years. And how much have you changed? I've changed so much, my hair has gone gray. I'm telling you, we've all gotten smarter throughout the years, but I don't know if we're still thinking that the damn boob tube is going to give us our answers, or now X out, listening to this. It's almost like listening to the radio. Yeah, let's see here. Tom Kirk says, well, my brother wouldn't even stay up for this because he's just saying you are enjoying the show. He keeps saying that, or you just keep enjoying the show. Keep the vibes low when we're supposed to be on high vibration. Yeah, and that's really what all this is about. All that I know when this is said and done, D, is that I could say how much I've grown, how much I've matured from this, how much I've found my true self, how much I found my true voice, how much I love humanity. And right there, I think if I were to die tomorrow, I think I'd be very happy just meeting and knowing each and every one of you that have touched my life, and you may not even know that you have. What do you think?
I agree. If I were to die tomorrow, I would be happy of all the people that I've met and interacted with, and learned from, and all of those things. And I think if we really want our freedom back, we really need to start. There's a Quaker, I guess, proverb. It says, "Pray, then move your feet." So we can pray for the United States, pray for the world, pray for Britain, especially right now. But we need to do something about it, and doing something about it isn't, unfortunately, listening to the same thing over and over again that's really not telling us anything new or giving us any hope for something that they got coming up or they plan to do or anything like that. So if we really believe that we have freedom, I always ask, then why do we only always have two people to pick from to lead our country? Why is all the other third party, candidates and stuff like that always relegated to obscurity because they don't get the airtime, they're not paid attention to, et cetera, et cetera? It's like, how many times have you seen RFK on, some kind of national show where he gets to say all the stuff he needs to say or whatever? How much airtime did he get when he was running? He was running as a Democrat and they wouldn't give him the time of day, so he went independent, if that tells you anything.
Yeah.
So it's not, our election process is, as it is like, okay, oh yeah, you guys got the freedom to vote whoever you want to lead you, but you got to vote between these two people. What kind of choice is that? To me, it's not. It's like this one or this one, and it's like, oh, okay, so I guess that's better than you don't get a choice. But to me, it's like it's not really. It's broken, and I don't think that if we've been voting for either Democrat or Republican, blah, blah, back and forth for generations, and we're still at the place we're at right now. So that should also tell us a lot about things that need to be changed. So we really need to, stop expecting one person to fix everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, the right person could make things better, like maybe gas prices, maybe some food prices. I don't know how much pull a president has on stuff like that, but we have to start doing things. We have to start in our own house, in our own neighborhood, in our own city and stuff like that to make our lives better. And I think all of the people who support Trump should get on, his platform, Truth Social or whatever, and just tell him respectfully, you need to do something different. You need to tell us, whatever, because
I
if
think
not,
I do believe that message has been coming across lately, though. There's a reason why you're saying it. I think it's in the level of the consciousness of the people that, they're like, okay, you want us to vote for you, give us some meat and potatoes behind what you are saying, right? We need something to dig our teeth into. You say that you're going to fix the border. He showed you for the last 4 years, so he's banking off of 2016. And I don't think that's good enough for the people right now because we've been bamboozled for so many centuries.
Yeah, I really think if he wants to really just blow it out of the park or hit it out of the park, however you want to say it, he really needs to do something different. And he really needs to watch that interview that's on YouTube with Victor Davis Hanson that talks about all this stuff. And he even has, this is how he could do it kind of thing. So if anybody wants to go watch that, you can see what I mean. But if we're not, if Trump is our guy, and that's who we're going to vote for in November, and we're not happy with the way he's doing things over and over, same old, then we really need to get his attention, all of us, and say, hey, you need to give us some meat and potatoes. You need to tell us, okay, how it'll be the biggest deportation in the history of the United States. Okay, that's great. How are you going to do that?
Or even better, if you've been tracking them, let us know. Like, you got to give us the details. We need
something.
Yeah, we need something. So let's just say that there was a million or whatever that they say, 2 billion that came across. I have no idea. Actually, part of the movie, I think it's been going on for so long that it's a combination of so many years between so many different administrations. That's my belief. I could be totally wrong. But so, just talking about going back to the vote, I just saw this thing out there. A vote is not a Valentine. You're not professing your love for the candidate. It's a chess move for the world you want to live in. This is your power, people. This is what I'm saying. Everybody always says Trump's got another chess move. He's dropping another com. No, he's giving us information, and it's our chess move. This is our power.
Yeah, we're really weakened as a nation when we expect somebody else to fix everything. And when we're divided, when we're bickering amongst ourselves, when we're sitting here watching the same movie over and over and just getting a different bucket of popcorn, and it's not a person, it's we the people. We are the ones who change things, and I often wonder, people are saying, oh, we got two choices or whatever. I said that, that's part of the setup. Okay. We have two choices basically, for president, and we all feel like, well, I'm going to vote for the worst of two evils, whoever I think that is, right? Well, what would happen? I'm not saying we have a candidate that this would work for this time. I'm not sure, but anyway, what would happen if all of us decided, okay, we've been doing this for generations, so this time I'm not going to vote Dem and I'm not going to vote Rep. I'm going to vote the third party. Everybody. Yeah. And the reason things don't change is because they know everybody that votes is going to vote for either the Dem or the Rep. And those are the two people that they, that's how it's always been. So if we have the power to do that if we want to, but we've been watching this movie for so long and been so conditioned to say, oh, well, it's this guy or this woman or whatever.
No, what it is, whether it's the so-called truthers out there that are embellishing the information. Now, you all have heard about, and I'd see Sonny Maz out there saying, no, it's the Brunson is going to do it. There's always something else that's going to do it that leaves you sitting on the edge of your seat waiting for something to come through where, that's the whole point is what we're saying is that we can't put it into the hands of, I get the Brunson. They did a lot of work on all this stuff. I don't know all the details, but it's always something else, and then it goes away. Then something else comes in, and then that goes away. And then, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like a roulette wheel. All right. Where are you going to throw, what are you going to bet on? Which one it's going to be? This is a freaking game, you guys. But I do want to say something on a positive thing is I didn't know a lot about government before any of this stuff happened. And that's where I can walk away and raise my head a little bit higher and say, okay, I was, last time I knew what Congress was or the House of Representatives when I was in 8th grade and I had to study the Constitution. Right. But they brought all this stuff, all of a sudden I got into politics. Well, let me tell you this. I got out of politics and I would always do I don't want to hear it. You're into politics. That's your thing. I'm going to go to work and do my job. La, 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 la. Well, then all of a sudden I'm like listening. I really want to hear what you have to say. I really want to know who these players are. Then all of a sudden everyone's saying, oh, those players are all in get mode. It doesn't matter anymore. And then I was like, what? Where's this coming from? And then you hear the Trumps and everybody else out there, these big podcasters who've got millions of people, and they're talking about the people they're supposed to be in Gitmo. Talk about a mind F going on for these people that follow the truthers out there. Are they in Gitmo or are they not in Gitmo? Has anybody ever seen an actual, what do you call it? What's the term that they do? The military people go over to Gitmo, right? Tribunal. That's the word. Has anybody ever seen one? We had a couple of truthers out there that said that they were going to be a part of these tribunals. We saw videos out there. People, all I could tell you is Hollywood. This is all Hollywood. We're still in the age of Pisces of illusions. Anybody can do anything with CGI, AI, and that's all I'm trying to tell you. You said, oh, I saw the video. I watched it. What did you see? Did you see Hollywood at its best? That's why people say, I just want to know the truth. That's why they say that. I just want to know the truth. We don't know what the truth is. Nobody knows what the truth is. I'm not even sure I'm trusting this Trump is the real Trump out there speaking. I'm going to go back to it for a second.
The whole Salesman of the Year award because they're driving so much fuel.
It's actually amazing.
People moving out.
Isn't it amazing to you as a businessman that they can even survive? Like Illinois, so many people are leaving, and you wonder, how do they survive? I mean, how do they survive? I saw where you left California and you moved to Texas. Texas does a great job. But, I mean, I just wonder, how do these states survive when big businesses, a big oil company just left California, as you know, and they moved to Texas. How do these big states survive when they lose so many businesses and their taxes are already really high? Their taxes are among the highest taxes. You almost wonder, how do they continue on? And in many cases, the governors don't do a good job in their crime-ridden places. You wonder, how do they continue to just go on? It's not a good situation.
I think the only thing that's going to force some of these states to change is if they risk bankruptcy and they're not getting bailed out by the federal government.
Right. Well,
that's the only thing that's going to get them to change.
You remember the area in California where they had that, where I guess somebody had sticky fingers and they stole a lot of money, and they went into a form of chapter, and it was very nasty for a period of time. But now it's probably the most popular place in all of California. So at some point.
See, right there, D. Elon brought up a great thing talking about either bankruptcy, and he came around with telling a story. We're not getting what we want to hear at this point. We're not being told how is he going to prevent this bankruptcies, or that's what everybody, we don't want to go through another. We're in a recession now. We don't want to go into another depression like 1929. And people were told we were going to do that. Get out and buy the gold and the silver, buy it from me, right? How many people ran out and did the bank runs?
And inflation is effectively a tax on people that save money and for people that are working day to day. It's just a form of taxation. And if we can solve the government spending problem, we'll solve the inflation problem, which means people will have a better standard of living, and that's a really big deal.
Well, the people that got hurt worst are the people that did it the way they were taught to do it all through, their younger life and their young life and their whole life. The people that saved money, and then they got no interest on their money, and inflation destroyed them. And frankly, they were almost better off if they didn't do anything like that. I mean, those people have been absolutely decimated.
See, all that he's doing is he kind of reminds me of my grandfather to just tell you, oh, they should have done this, they should have done that. I don't hear any answers, D.
And he had the opportunity. He was talking about California being so broke and everything, but he didn't say that our country is just like California in that it's broke. It's highly in debt. And then he also, when Elon mentioned the banks and stuff getting bailed out, that would have been an excellent opportunity for Trump to say, well, if I'm elected, this is what I'm going to do. We're not going to, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, and we're not doing that, bail out all these bad banks anymore. But he just glossed right over it and moved on to a story, Exactly. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. He had an excellent opportunity to jump on that and say, we ain't doing that anymore. If I'm president,
I can tell you. I can tell you. You know, he talked about Illinois. I lived there for 55 years of my life, and in my whole working career, I paid taxes out the yin yang. And he doesn't say anything of it. An article just came out that Illinois is the #1 leading. Their taxes keep going up, and they're just taxing the hell out of people. And people are leaving in droves. And actually, they're coming down here where I live every other day. Excuse me. My voice is like kind of raspy today. I see Illinois plates down here, right? And I'm constantly seeing that. This might be their second home or whatever, but they're all trying to figure out how the hell. I mean, there was hardly any in Arkansas, but then they're coming further and further south. But I would address that. There's the story just came out, and I was reading it to my husband about Illinois, and we left there 8 years ago. Thank God. Thank God I was silly enough to listen to my intuition, Dee.
Yeah, and it's in Arkansas now, we see a lot of Texas plates. And I was curious because I don't know, in my mind, I was like, I can't imagine a Texan leaving Texas because they love Texas. You know what I'm saying? I just had that in my mind, and so I was seeing all these Texas plates, and I went up to a few people and I asked them. I said, "Excuse me, do you mind if I ask you why you left? Do you live here? Yeah. What brought you to Arkansas instead of well, we moved here. Well, why did you leave Texas?" Said, "I can't afford to live there anymore because all these people have moved there and all the prices have went up." And stuff. So I've asked 3 or 4 people with Texas plates that because I was curious. I'm like, I can't believe people are leaving Texas, and that's what they told me. And now I see Illinois, Michigan, plus Arkansas has an incentive for people to move here. I think it's like $10,000 or $15,000 or something like that for people to move here. And I'm like, and our prices are going up too.
Yeah. So I was, as you know, Dee, I was probably a few hours from you. You're more center Arkansas, and I was up by the border of Missouri. And I was working at JB Hunt. It was a trucking company in Arkansas. That was my last full-time job. And there was articles all over the place. $10,000 for the first time for you moving here to Arkansas. They were trying to get more people to come in. And I couldn't believe that. I was like, shit, we just moved here. We didn't get that. We just missed that announcement. And but there were neighbors next to us were renting a house. They were from Texas, a lot of Texas plates. And I couldn't imagine that either because everybody's fleeing. Corporations are going to Texas. All the jobs from California are going to Texas. But when I was working at JB Hunt, there were some interns that came in. Some of these kids just got right out of college, and I was sitting next to one, and this kid had so much power. And I turned to him one time. I said, "You're going to be my boss in a year from now." And it turns out he accepted a very powerful job at another company. But he said to me, "People are leaving Texas because you take with the good with the bad, right?" And there was so much bad coming into Texas that they just decided to, move to Arkansas or whatever the reason might be. But I think that's that way with a lot of other states. All the blue states are seeing this right now. Dee, I'm going to jump back real quick and see what they're saying here.
Would assume, because my views are actually pretty, I think, moderate in this regard, which is that I don't think we should vilify the oil and gas industry and the people that have worked very hard in those industries to provide the necessary energy to support the economy. And if we were to stop using oil and gas right now, we would all be starving, and the economy would collapse. So it's I don't think it's right to sort of vilify the oil and gas industry. The world has a certain demand for oil and gas, and it's probably better if the United States provides that than some other countries. And it would help with prosperity in the U.S. And at the same time, obviously, my view is like we do over time want to move to a sustainable energy economy because eventually you do run out of. You run out of oil and gas. It's not there. It's not infinite. And there is some risk. I think the risk is not as high as a lot of people say it is with respect to global warming. But I think if you just keep increasing the parts per million in the atmosphere long enough, eventually it actually simply gets uncomfortable to breathe. People don't realize this. If you go past 1,000 parts per million of CO2, you start getting.
All right, they're still talking about the same stuff: cars, automobiles, and trains. I think somebody did a movie with that with John Candy. So there's something else out here. Terry happened to put something out here that they're listening to prophets out on Rumble, and they're restoring the republic. And everybody keeps saying Trump is already in charge of this. This is just a movie. That statement right there is mind-boggling to me. And a lot of people will say you're full of doo-doo. And if that is the truth, where's the proof in the pudding? Because everyone will say, all right, this is a clone of a certain person. That person doesn't exist. You believe that, right? Well, I'll say, well, I don't know if I truly believe any of that. But then you're going to tell me that Trump is already in charge, and he is he has been running this already, and this is just a movie to be played out to wake everybody up. What happens when they pull the mask off, Dee? What's it going to do? And I've always said, okay, well, if people are out there saying J.D. Vance is being played by Paul Walker, who was killed in a car accident, I see that stuff all the time out there. What is that going to do to society when all of a sudden they do pull off the mask at the end and say, guess what? You mess with us, we messed with you, here it is. What's it going to do to people? Are they going to need therapy, Dee? What do you think?
I think that it amazes me that people think some of those things, because I don't. That's not what I get from all this. As you know, I get stuff. And
yeah. So
I don't get.
Just let people know, Dee Fletcher, if you don't know who she is, she's very intuitive. She's written so many books. She's a spiritual, I call her a spiritual teacher, and she's a speaker. And I used to have her on my show so many times, just doing readings for a lot of people. And so that when she says this is what I get, she's getting a download. So go ahead, Dee.
And the question I would ask people is, do we really think that this battle between good and evil is about Biden or Trump or Harris?
No, it's about us. It's about us losing control of what we thought was our freedom. We were all enslaved. That's what I get. If I were to sum this all up, we were slaves and we didn't even know it.
Yeah, and do we really believe that Biden is running the show? Who do we really do we really think our presidents or our the people up in Washington DC are the ones that are running the show, or are they the puppets on strings?
Yeah.
If they were our representatives and the people who are going to save us and the people that are going to fix everything, why don't they ever do it? We've been voting for these people for ages, ever since we've become a country and whatever, and it just keeps getting worse, and they don't listen to us, and blah 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 on down the line. So one has to ask, it's obvious that they don't, for me anyway, it's obvious to me that they really don't listen to us. They don't give a crap. And so why is that? Are they just that kind of nasty people, or are their hands tied in some way, or they're just doing what their masters, their little puppeteers, are telling them to do?
Well, Colleen here is saying there are so many people in power way above the president, and maybe that's the truth that needs to come out. We need to know who is, like you said earlier, Biden's not running the show. And people will say, well, Obama's in the basement. And other people will say, Obama's been killed. He's been pushing up daisies in Gitmo. It's so many different things that people were fed, so many different answers. You believe what you want to believe. I just want to know if this shit show that we have been living through, and we're all here for a particular reason. And what is this? it all started out, it was for the children, right? It was all about saving the children. And that's where my heart has always lied. And that's why I won't give up until the end, until, we get into November. And if we still don't know any truth by November, Dee, what is that going to do to the American people? What is that going to do? You see what's going on in UK. It's god awful. You see all these other countries are turning away from the central banking system, the fiat system, and they're going back to their own monies. The United States will be gold back. People are talking about that. It seems like that is the most obvious. Whenever it comes to financial seems to be the most straightforward thing out there, but we can't see through all the other illusions. Am I wrong?
No, I don't think so. And I think that what happens in November or before Election Day or whatever is hopefully going, and if all this stuff that all these truthers and all these other people have been talking about doesn't come to fruition, and we don't see the things that we've been listening or saying it's coming or whatever, then I would hope that at that point people will go, okay, I guess it's up to us.
Yeah.
It's up to us because we're, the economy is not getting any better. We don't have as much money. These people aren't listening to us. That who
maybe maybe the whole idea behind Trump, and this could be so far-fetched out there, was just to, and everybody knows he's talked about the swamp, was just to expose all these evil doers out there. And that's exactly what they were in both parties, if you will. And he's been working the last 4 years to bring in hopefully decent people to replace those other ones. Maybe that's his only job. And the rest of it is going to be up to the people. That's what I truly believe. Anybody else out there agree with that? Because right now I just see what Trump does. He goes out to the rally. He'll promote somebody else saying, you got to take a look at this person and this person. And then he goes back home, and people are trying to kill him because he is in the way. He is waking us up on government. What about all the other areas? That we have to understand. Is he waking us up just about the government, or is he waking us about spirituality? There's so many pieces to the puzzle here, and it is a domino effect. And I'll give him credit for exposing the swamp, but that's about as far as I can go with that.
Yeah, I think he has done a wonderful job at helping us to see how just crazy things are, how dishonest people are that are supposed to be representing us, the news, all that stuff, I think he's done an excellent job at that. And, when we look back at, some of us are older than others, obviously, but when we look back at who we voted for in the past, there's a pattern. Okay. It doesn't matter if it's male, female, black, white, Republican, Democrat, whatever. They always say, make promises, I'm going to do this and that. And then they get elected. If they're well enough versed in doing that, they convince people, and then they're elected, and then they don't do hardly anything they say, or they do exactly like opposite or whatever. I can remember listening to Obama when he first ran, and I was like, man, finally, so from his speeches and stuff, and I was saying, finally, somebody that's going to like unite us and blah, 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 and all that. But I got that he couldn't be trusted.
Yeah.
Okay. And I couldn't vote for him either time. And it wasn't because he was a Dem or black or whatever. It was because my intuition told me, this person cannot be trusted. And it turns out that a lot of not so good stuff happened, but he wasn't running the show either. A lot of people think Obama is behind the scenes in the Biden administration running the show, but he wasn't running the show either.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a question out there from Kearns, and if you guys don't know, Dee has you were a part of What the, tell everyone what you were, the Army, Marines, what was it?
I was Air Force.
Air Force, thank you. So the question is coming from Kearns out there is where to go? Here it is. And why military picked him? Why did the military pick Trump? Well, what do you think, Dee? This is a great question, because now this is somebody thinking of all the people out there. First of all, he had a lot of power, and you can, if you take Q out of this equation, or how people will say that he came about through Q, I honestly believe, and I'll let you answer this in a second here, Dee, is that this has always been planned for many, many years to bring down the ugliness that's been running this country. And it started to spread like a cancer. And so they started to need more and more people, more and more time. That's my thought. I think this goes all the way back to probably when they shot Kennedy, and it's been underground for that long. So why do you think why do you think the military picked him?
The traditional military are mostly conservative. Now, what they are now, I don't know, because they've really had an aggressive campaign to change our military, okay, to weaken them, okay. So that's why the military chooses Trump, because most military people, until they have been there, done that, and realize what's really going on, they're conservative, they're patriotic, they want to protect their country, which, whether or not they're really doing that is up for question at sometimes. But so that's why they picked Trump, because they are, as a whole group of people, generally conservative and patriotic. And even if they're not conservative, they're patriotic, or else most of them wouldn't have joined the military in an all volunteer force. So that's, in my opinion, why they chose Trump. And also because of there's a thing about, like Trump even mentions it, about showing weakness or not having good leadership abilities. That's not really something, at least in my time in the military, that we looked favorably upon,
Right.
So
right.
that's my 2 cents on why the military would have chosen Trump.
All right, so I'm going to play a little bit more of this and just see where they're at. I'm going on 2 hours here with everyone. I don't know. They did get a late start because they were knocked out of cyber attack.
In San Francisco, she was the original Attorney General in California. What she has done to California is, well, you know better than I do. You just left California for a lot of those reasons.
Yeah, see, now they're just bashing Kamala. It's more of a political. Everybody says Trump's not political. He's a businessman. He's now turned political in my eyes, because he's doing exactly what the politicians do. And that's what we didn't want. So maybe we are getting close to the end here. And, let's see here. People are out there thinking that Trump is just a brand. I think I had put that up there earlier. I have said for years that he was the poster child for freedom. It sounds really weird to put it in that statement, but that's what I've always believed. They needed somebody, when they needed a face. It would surprise me. And also, too, Dee, I'm going to really stick my neck out there. I thought that he may have already passed away. And so when they keep taking shots at him, and it was just reported last week, they tried to kill him again, but it didn't. Nobody reported that. I think it was out on X somewhere. It wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't get in there to be president, because of how this movie is going. I mean, he's what, 80 years old? Biden, is supposedly kind of brain dead at this point, and everybody's wanting younger blood in there. We deserve to have a very young president again, and we deserve to have term limits. And that's about as political as I could get there. As I just don't think that anybody needs to make a career out of politics, because that's not what our Constitution intended this to be.
I think that the way things work right now, that I don't think young would help. I think that honest, by the Constitution, etc., is what will fix that. But what will happen, even if we totally did a makeover of all the people that are sitting in office right now in DC, the cycle would repeat itself.
Yeah.
Because it would start getting corrupt and then blah, blah, blah.
Well, Dee, I really
unless
think we need to know who is sitting out there. The thing is there's been moving targets out there, right? When was the last time somebody said this is Congress, this is our House of Representatives? We know who the House Speaker is because there's only a few that show their face, and everything is CGI out there. You can see it. It's so damn obvious when they're showing they're voting for something or whatever. It's just, I mean, it's such a shit show that hopefully we'll be able to really start to see the real stuff being shown to us, the real life stuff. In other words, the movies ended and now we're live. We're totally live with seeing everything as it actually is. I might be wishing for a lot here, but I'm praying that that's the way that this goes.
Well, I think that the stuff that we've been going through, the movie, so to speak, has been the opening act for a band. And I think that the main show or the premiere hasn't started yet. So that's just my take on it. But, I think that there's a lot going on, but everything's going to be different, and how different it is or how good the difference is going to not be up to one person or the Congress or the SCOTUS or whatever. It's going to be the people. That's the reason why the founding fathers said, we the people, we own this bitch. Okay. Oh, sorry. We own this country. We run this country. These representatives, the people we elected, were only supposed to represent us, not run over us, not take away our rights and all that stuff. So they're not doing their job. And
we were like Rip Van Winkle's. We fell asleep. Let's just say we fell asleep and we didn't pay any attention because they kept raising their taxes and all of us had to put food on our table and raise our families. Well, yeah. I think there's still a lot of that going on. And there's just so much people don't think for themselves anymore. And that's a God's truth. And I know that for a fact because you see it every day. You see it every day. You open up a fake book and you see just people asking basic questions. Well, go and look it up. Go research it, what have you. But, so people are out there talking about the lisp again. I guess he must still be listening to it on another in the background or something like that. I don't have it on.
I think it's interesting to watch the people who you're connected to the live stream there. Is it Benny? Those two guys? Their facial expressions haven't really been like excited or, you know what I mean?
I think really it's essential that you win for the good of the country this election. And
see, it's the same old stuff. They're just saying, you're the man, you're the good of the country, and we want the details. It's the same stuff. But I'm going to go back to the lisp thing. How many people have heard Tucker Carlson with a lisp, Charlie Ward with a lisp? Why are all these so-called influencer out there with this lisp? And I brought it up, and people just kind of diss it, like, oh, they've always had this lisp there. There's something there. And if if I just threw out another thing that says, oh, it's part of the movie, it's part of the game, or it's another actor out there. Who are all these actors, and what are they going to reveal themselves? That's my question. I think I'm going to wrap this up, Dee. It's getting late. I'm going on about 2 hours and 15 minutes here, and I want to thank everyone for staying here. You can, I don't want to continue playing this because it's the same thing that we've heard at all the rallies, if you will, and stuff like that. So let's see here. I just want to see if there's anything that you guys, any statements you want to put out there. Yeah. So, Yeah, I'm not seeing anything new or different out there, but I appreciate you jumping in here, Dee. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, and I hope everybody stays safe, gets the answers that they need for this, who they're going to vote for, or whatever it is they have going on in their lives, and to just do your best to de-stress and all that, and don't allow all this stuff to get to you. We're all smart enough to trust our gut instinct or our intuition on what we should do, whether it's for this election in November or for our own house, our own community, neighborhood, or whatever. So I wish that for everyone, and I thank you for allowing me to kind of do my politics side, I guess.
Oh yeah, I love it. And Dee, we need to do more shows again. I need a co-host. I'm only on here now like once a week, and when I am on here, I'm so glad to see everybody is out there. So I'm on Rumble and two channels on YouTube right now. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Dee. Thank you, Buck. I know, Buck, you're listening from afar. And thank you, everybody. I love you. And now we turn the page, and I'm gonna cut from Benny's show here right now. All right, everybody. Take care. Bye, Dee. Talk to you soon.